Nashville, 11-year NFL veteran involved for life, Ramon Foster, Jonathan Schaefer, Jason Martin at Ramon Foster, at Schaefer on Sports, at JMart Radio, at JMart and Ramon. Busy hour rep Brian will join us in 20 minutes. Inky Johnson, another Vol for life. Pop in with the midweek motivation as he does every Wednesday to get us set for the rest of the week. But right now on the Mark Spain Real Estate Hotline, Tennessee Director of Athletics, Danny White is with us. Danny, good morning. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no question. Thanks for having me, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
So things are going pretty well, and Nashville has a lot to do with Knoxville right now because you've got Tennessee, Memphis this weekend at Bridgestone, the Music City Bowl as well. So what is I'll ask the broad question first. What's the state right now of Tennessee athletics? Because it certainly feels like it's in a pretty good place.
Yeah, I think people are excited. We're excited, proud of a year one for our football program and get back to the postseason. And we couldn't be more excited to get to Nashville. It's a huge priority for us for a variety of reasons, and can't wait to play in the bowl game there. And we got two basketball teams that are playing great, playing as good as anybody in the country. And I think I was watching Memphis against Alabama last night, and they really played well as well. So this is going to be a big-time matchup in Bridgestone Arena this weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Memphis had struggled a little bit, and for them to get that win, I think that's the way you want them, right? Like you want to play them while they're good because it's just going to make it's going to make the win more impressive if you're able to pull that off, but also it's just going to make it a more interesting game with both teams trending in the right direction.
Yeah, and I think the way Rick Barnes schedules and has shown throughout his career, and this year's schedule is no different. We're trying to play the best because we're trying to be the best when it matters the most in March and then hopefully that first weekend of April. We got a ton of talent, but we got some young players, and games like this are really important for the growth of those individually, but also with the team.
So we were yesterday looking at an ESPN article that was ranking the coach hires from last year and was looking at what their letter grade was when the hire was made and then how the first year went. And Heupel as a hire was a C, so it was average. And then his first year was an A-. And that sounds about right. I mean, 7-5, going to the Music City Bowl, a team that was super fun to watch, where it seems like the future is bright. Just assess from your perspective how you feel like year one went for Josh Heupel, his staff, and for the team as a whole.
Yeah, I'm in it, so I have a different perspective, and I'm certainly not objective because I'm in it every day. But it's all A's from me. I think when we were able to recruit Josh here, that was a big win for Tennessee. I think he's one of the best offensive minds in the game. But more importantly, just the way he goes about building a staff. What we had working together down in Orlando, and what I think we can do here at a really high level is he's delivered on everything I expected. They're recruiting the right way, high character kids, great people that are going to be proud to wear the orange and white and represent our university and our state. And what they did with this team, not only during the season, but I get to watch it every single day being in the building last spring. In fall camp in August, they really transformed the culture very, very quickly, and that's a testament to our leadership of the team, certainly our upperclassmen, but everyone was all in. But Josh and his staff, I couldn't be more pleased. I think we're way ahead of schedule, 10 months into his tenure here.
Danny White, first and foremost, go Vols. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Go Vols.
And before you took this job, did you ever imagine that bringing out 4 letters that were on top of a scoreboard would get a fan base going the way it did?
I did not. I'm still learning a lot about the Tennessee fan base, but I'm one that I can get nostalgic on things myself. So I get the letters. I get the nostalgia of it, and several of our fans on game day have stopped me and explained it to me, and. Yeah. So we'll find a way to incorporate that into the future of the stadium for sure. That's an easy one.
And you even said, somebody on Twitter, and you're active on social media at times also, somebody was like, well, it'd be awesome if we can get 2 sets of them. Like, is there a plan for another Jumbotron inside of the stadium? Because there's renovations going on right now, and I know every stadium is trying to get an edge as far as recruiting, as far as making the fan experience so much better also. I think there are bulldozers inside of Neyland right now. So could you speak on what's, to come for the stadium and just the idea that there could be 2 Jumbotrons there?
Yeah, and so I'm just coming off of my first season experiencing Neyland, and in terms of being the most iconic, tradition-rich, best game day atmosphere in college football, which is kind of what I was expecting, it delivered. We had some unbelievable games and just experiences, and for a lot of our fans, they've seen it so many times and through so many years, but this was my first time to experience all that. And so I want to keep and protect that tradition-rich status of the Neyland Stadium experience, but we need to modernize. Yeah. And I think we can do both. And so the two projects that we're working on right now, the lower west clubs, we're blowing out. It'll be about 1,300 club seats, the bleachers immediately behind our home bench, with a high-end hospitality space as like a bunker club back underneath, and some on the periphery, but beyond the team bench on both sides, a viewing deck where you'll be able to see out to the field. It'll be a really cool amenity where it's a premium experience, but right on top of the field, right behind our home bench. And then the north end zone, we're putting a party deck in. It's begging for a corporate sponsor name. Right now we'll just call it a party deck, but it'll be a multi-tiered deck where it's all standing room, a membership for the season type of fan acquisition standpoint, big bar in the middle. It's kind of a, be social, stand, watch the game right there at the top of the bowl on the north side, and over top of that will be a new video board. So we'll be replacing the video board that we've had for a long time on the south end zone. So we'll have two brand new matching video boards with the one on the north. And I know our fans on the south for years have been wanting a video board so they don't have to keep craning their neck looking back. So we'll have one on both ends, and I think it'll really add to the experience and allow us to do some different things from a more modern fan engagement standpoint.
What's the advantage, Danny, do you think, to you guys playing here for the Music City Bowl against Purdue? I mean, obviously, it's going to be attended well, but Tennessee travels anyway. But just being able to stay in state with this team, giving more people out of the region at least a little bit, a couple hours away, a chance to see this team in person. Do you like the idea of being in Nashville for that bowl game?
Yeah, no question. We like being in the state of Tennessee. It's been a couple decades since we were leading the way in the SEC and nationally in college sports and in college football, and we want to get back to doing that. The state has changed a lot in that time period. Nashville has changed a lot. The demographics have changed. It's growing like crazy. There's a lot more talent in the state of Tennessee than when we last won our national championship, and there was talent then. So there's great opportunities for us from a recruiting standpoint. Obviously, huge opportunities for us from a fan engagement, alumni engagement standpoint. Nashville is a huge priority for not just me in athletics, but our chancellor, the whole university. We talk about it all the time as we kind of get our feet on the ground and under us here, getting into the off-season post the bowl game. We have a lot of plans to make our presence known as a university in Nashville. It's a big priority for us, and we're excited to be there twice here in the coming weeks.
I know you spoke about it a second ago, but me being a VFL and some of the guys I've talked to that's been on campus and, dealt with some of the tailgating and going around the facilities and stuff like that, everybody to a T has pretty much said, man, if you remember when UT was really, really good, that feeling is back. And watching what Coach Heupel is doing in the baseball team and softball team, women's basketball, and just any other sport I'm leaving out, the feel and the vibes that you've gotten in your first, as you said, 10 months on the job. Could you have imagined this? And honestly, just speak on, what the football program has done also.
Yeah, no question. I think, first of all, I'm proud that you're proud as a former player. That's what we want. We want all of our alums and especially our former players to be proud of what's happening here. I want our current student athletes to be proud of not only their own accomplishments and their teams, but all the teams around us. That's what a championship culture is. And we want to win in every single sport we have at a really high level. And what I walked into, I think that, it kind of speaks to the perception of football. Our football program was struggling, and so we probably had a little bit more of a negative view, and I certainly did, of Tennessee athletics than what we deserved, because we were pretty good in a lot of sports last spring. We actually had our best spring statistically ever, and we've really built on that this fall. Volleyball and women's soccer both had great years, and both our basketball programs are on fire. So we got a good thing going. Football needs to get on the same level as so many of our other sports and get back to competing for SEC and national championships. And as I mentioned earlier, I think we're ahead of schedule. I think Josh has just done a really good job. He and his staff, I got to imagine they're dog tired because they've worked really hard. So I hope our fans are proud and appreciate them. These guys have just really poured into this roster and recruiting and relationships and doing everything the right way for the long term. So yeah, I'm really pleased with where we are, and I think we're probably a little bit ahead of schedule, but we got a lot of work to do. We're finalizing our strategic plan as an athletic department. We're going to have a very public, bold plan on how we're going to restore the Power T and get back to leading the charge in college sports nationally, and what we want to do competitively and get the fan base back to where we all want it to be. And we'll be unveiling that here in the next couple of months. And lots of plans to rebuild this thing, and it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but we know we can do it. We're confident, and we're excited about the future.
Give you a quick one on the way out, Danny. I bet it puts a smile on your face. How does it feel knowing Hendon Hooker is going to be back with Josh Heupel for one more year?
Oh, it feels like a warm blanket here on a chilly East Tennessee night. Really excited. It's been fun for me, and I don't know 1/10 of what Hendon and our whole roster knows about what's happening on the field and the way our offense is progressing. But I really thought, you talk about being ahead of schedule, we did a massive shift in philosophy offensively, and that group really grew throughout the year. And Ramon, you know a lot more about that than I do, but it's a significant change, terminology, everything that they're doing. And I thought Hendon's leadership and the way he grew with his teammates and the respect he has as a leader was obvious in the locker room, on the field, at practice, during the game, all those things. And I think they'll make a huge jump next year. And he sees that. I think he's making a really smart, mature decision. And I hope Vol fans are excited because it's going to be a lot of fun to watch next year.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are. Danny, we always appreciate the time. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you, your staff, and your family.
Absolutely.
Y'all too. Have a great holiday.
Indeed.
Hopefully we'll see you in Nashville.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
you will.